How are you guys? How is everyone? How it has been? We're kicking off for it has been quite a long week, and we're all excited for tonight. I want us to look at we're going to start hand in hand with the X1 index. First, dollar index, the XY. Then we shall go. I know you're all more interested in knowing if we're buying or selling, but let's keep that excitement apart for now. Otherwise, they want us to, take part and see how all this goes down for us today. It's me, Shizyfx, and my colleague W.C.K. We shall be taking all through it. So, guys, one thing you should know is that we are going to be looking majorly at the US dollar for today, and of course, it's the NFA. So, but then, is it today's NFP is going to be more a bit tricky because we are looking at the US elections coming all through, and like there's literally a lot more to consider. So fundamental, whatever price action alone can't take us through for this NFP. However, we are going to be considering quite a lot of things before we continue. So when we look at our next right. When we look at our dollar index, so you could be asking yourself, what is the dollar index? What does it do? What is the main purpose? Why should I even, trade based on the dollar index? Just like, let's say, in the financial markets, we are trading major, pairs, and they call them pairs because it's an attachment of two different currencies. So, for this case, we are looking at the DXY, which is the dollar index. So we are looking at the dollar. The reason why it's called NFP is because we are looking at the non. It's actually it's the non-full payroll. That's why you're looking at a given country's what? You're looking at a given country's economy, how it's behaving, and that's what you as a trader you're ending up, taking your bets on. Yeah. So you're ending up either deciding to buy or sell or whatever. Would maybe decide to stay on and huddle or just hold your trades at the end of the day. But then you say the only challenge with trading news is so quite so risky and some people don't literally, like taking risks and all that. But then there's a particular group of people who, love taking risks and, and yeah, that's it. So, guys, like, I want us to look at how we're going to, take today's news. We still have some time. I think we are like, we already, 8 minutes past time. And so, as we continue, the news is going to drop at about 3:30. And yeah, as we proceed, I want you all to be like, first things first. I don't want you to panic. I don't want you to, to try to look at the market in the other way, or I just want you to be so calm. Just be so, even if the market goes in an opposite way, you can at least make decisions, and you can't blow. I don't know if you come, you willing to risk maybe like some of you could be willing to risk like $5,000. Others like for me today, I'm risking $10,000, and that's what I'm risking for today. So I don't know how much you're willing to risk, but then make sure whatever amount of money you're risking, please make sure you're not going to get emotional attached to it at the end of the day. So me, my work is just to give you the market direction and give you an insight of how I expect price to move, and that's what I'm going to do best. So, okay, I don't know. We've been trading NFP together for quite some time now, and I believe you will see now the work has been going. We have literally been doing all sorts of great things together. So today we are going to majorly, be focusing on the United States elections that are forthcoming, and that alone is enough to, to affect, decision making within today's news event. So, guys, I don't want you to, to just as I said, I don't want you to panic. Yeah, I don't want you to rush up or doing anything, that's going to affect your decision making. However much I could have given a given signal, but then you could actually make some other different analysis that you could come with. So before I proceed, I would like to invite my colleague W.C.K to be like tell you one or two words, and then we proceed with today's analysis. You're welcome.
Yes, guys. How are you doing? Let me hope you guys you are good. Yeah, let me hope you guys you are doing good. We have 20 minutes NFP. Yeah, as we always say, this is a tricky NFP. Because we are having 4 days to the US election. And remember, the NFP is specifically fundamental for the US dollar. So, meaning this is an NFP. Yes, we are going to do an analysis, we are going to break it down for you, but I would advise you to stand away from it. Just watch, but let's break it down for you step by step. So, these 20 minutes, the coming 20 minutes, my brochures is going to make the analysis for you guys to break down this today's NFP. Yeah, so I'll take you back to
Thank you, guys. Now I want us to proceed. Unless some people are commenting the sound is not good. The room the sounds echoes. Okay, we'll work on that. We'll work on that, but I don't know. Otherwise, let's proceed because we are really short of time. We have few moments with news. Okay, now when we look at the DXY, I want us to have an actual look at the DXY on the regulator frame. So we've been seeing, especially gold traders, we've been seeing the market pumping for the past, a couple of weeks now. But then, like, it has literally just continued moving up. Of course, the DXY has been continuing, with the upside movement, and it has been working, and that has been affecting the gold market, or quite an opposite there, path, and we've been seeing the gold pumping. So I believe you're asking yourself, if gold has been moving upwards all this week, will we look at any hopes of selling the gold market this week? Well, that's what I'm also looking up to, because I don't know what gold is planning to do. Probably it's looking at continuing with the buys, but then for tonight, I'm expecting quite something different, and I'm expecting quite something unique out of what has been happening for the last few days. So expecting generally. If we look at our DXY on this is our weekly time frame for the DXY, we can see the DXY literally is more of a non-engulfing process. But then if we come back in on our daily, it's quite opposite. On our daily time frame, we see the DXY is literally trying to give us some sign of for price action traders. I believe you all seeing sales coming in for the DXY. However, when we look at the forthcoming elections, I wouldn't look at probably selling the DXY. I wouldn't expect anyone to, to look at maybe shorting the DXY, because I'm seeing the gold, whatever the dollar index to weaken, and meaning if I'm seeing the dollar index weakening, then in return means that I'm looking at selling the US market. I'm looking at selling and all other USD markets. However, for the case of gold, of course, we all know gold is a backup currency for most of the, for most people, and most people need it as a safe haven. So, one thing I expect is that even if we are to sell the gold, we are going to look at buys coming through afterwards. But then that shouldn't be, your base of, considering to, take trades on. I just want you to be so patient. Look at what the market is going to give you. If you're seeing a clear area to enter from, that's when then you can, decide to grab. However, when you come back, well, let's get back to our, DXY. So that's what I expect. I expect something of this one, and probably that's it. We can look at the DXY probably strengthening up to, if I be expected the DXY to pump up it today, take, then, then we shall expect, we won't expect so much sweep around that level. And that's what we are looking up to. So for today's case, I don't see the DXY, are selling, especially for this particular news event. I don't see so much coming there. But so that's why I'm expecting out for today. And let's get back to gold. That's all we have for DXY. Literally, there's nothing much to come. As far as DXY is concerned, there's nothing much. Okay, as we are looking at the DXY giving us that, so what else do we expect at the end of the day? What are we looking up to come up and use it? So if we're expecting the the dollar index to test this particular level, this is our daily time frame. If we expect it to test that particular level, will it break above? Yeah. Will it break above? Are we going to test that initial demand level? Well, I can't conclude that right now. However, for those who are looking at it on the 1 hour time frame, of course, the 1 day time frame, you're literally seeing sales coming through for the DXY. However, me, I'm relying more on the weekly analysis, and I'm also taking more of my bids on the the dollar index. The forthcoming the United States elections that have coming forth, and that's what I'm so, and if we look at it on our weekly time frame, literally, we are seeing quite something opposite compared to what you could be expected. So, if we are to look at the dollar index on the on the time frame, we don't see any chance. Of course, if you look at this particular candle and how it's all retaliating within the given, there's no way we are going to sweep above this particular level. This interval, it's quite different. We can't just break through this. We can't just ignore this and continue with our sales coming down. No. So what we are going to literally be expecting is we expect price to take out this particular level, and after we've taken this upward sweep, then we shall look at price either respecting this particular initial market week or taking it low and probably what we retaliate low or retaliate up. However, we are looking at price either breaking or rejecting. However, even if that is to happen, there is no way that it's going to create such a big effect on our price levels in a particular session. So and that will take us back to our USD. We're going to take a look on whatever on our whatever and someone is commenting that boss try to relate to the technical fundamentals. Why come up with such conclusions? The DXY, your bias based on macroeconomics of the economy. No, simple thing. If you want to understand news trading doesn't really matter about how you look at the markets. Your fundamental, your technical analysis doesn't play any role as far as the DXY is concerned. Yeah. Okay, your technical analysis doesn't play any particular role. Like it's the economy is not moved by the charts. These algorithms do not move how price behaves towards a given event. So what we are going to look at is generally just the current status of the world. You understand? So with the forthcoming elections, I don't expect in any possible way that the dollar is going to to strengthen. Obvious, it's an obvious thing. We expect the dollar to weaken. Yeah, we expect the dollar to weaken. So if the dollar is weakening, why should you look at sell? If the dollar is weakening, why are you looking at buying the US? To buy gold or buy GBP USD. Why are you expecting that? As long as the dollar is still weakening, you have one work to do. Your work is to sell gold, sell GBP USD, sell all that. But then how are you going to do it is what matters. Your entry can either make you money or lose you money, however much the market price moves in the direction. And when we get back to to gold, we're going to see something quite interesting. I'm sorry we're done with DXY. There's literally nothing much because it's just all I'm sorry for my people in the comment section. I'm not going to follow you so much. Yeah, I'm up for something different. Guys, now let's get back to our goal spot. Of course, if we are to start with our weekly time frame, that's what we're up so far. So, as we all know, we've been seeing, price literally pumping up through the week, and you all have your particular bias. I know that some of you expect the market to continue, pumping. However, just as we said, the dollar index moves the markets. Price just doesn't move by itself. So now, what we're going to do is we are going to look at price in a way here in lower time frame possible as possible. But literally, we don't have so much work to do. Today's NFA is just going to be one of our different time. We only have 10 minutes to go, and I want us to start figuring out where our entries from. I believe most of you love entering within the first 5 minutes. So we're going for that. We're going to look at the primary time frame. Okay, the 4 hour time frame. So what we're going to have a look at is our gold chart. Of course, you can relate with other pairs as well, but I'm going to focus more on the on the gold chart. So this is it. Now our first entry. First things first. This is a sweep level where we are watching price at, and this is the lowest week that we talked yesterday. So we're going to get that as well. Oh, what we're going to look out for. These are simple. So we're focusing majorly on key sweep zones, which for this case, that's our highest level. So what we're going to look at is price either sweeping up and obeying this, or testing it a bit, and then we sell and look at probably breaking this low. And if we to break this low, test it up to this particular market wick, yeah, probably just some little pull, towards the upside. Yeah. So now what you need to focus on is literally just having a clear understanding of this level. If price can literally sweep below, you know, if you can sweep through this particular level, then we're good. Yeah. However, remember there are two different, areas of interest. You have your point of interest right here, and you also are looking at this as well. Of course, you're looking at price either sweeping and breaking through this level or breaking this right here. But however, remember just as I stated, with the current, crisis, there's no way. Uh, there's no way I am expecting price to literally, break above that particular level. There's no way I'm expecting price to break above that zone. Yes. However much we are to test, there's no way I expect price to break above as this zone. Now, that's going to give us, quite a even. One thing you should know with news trading is no one can tell exactly where price is heading. However, we just need to be so careful. That's why I'm just relying on, price action to, have a clear look at how I expect my price to move from, you know. So now, if we're going to take this, if all of you would want to, take some views, remember, price is not just going to obey your movement. Price is not going to obey your analysis or anything. Could have a form of a pushback or just be so careful. But yeah, that's what I expect. For today's NFP, I'm expecting price to sell, and that's it. There's nothing much that I have to, say about today's news event. However, we just have to be more, so keen with how we are going to, take our entries and everything. So you just need to be careful how you're doing things, and of course, watch your entry points and watch how you do in general. That's what I'm looking up to, and I don't know if W.C.K has something to tell you. It's up to him, but otherwise, for me, this is what I'm looking out for, and yep.
We have 5 minutes to NFP. We only have 5 minutes to NFP, but I would like to take you sharp through the Forex factory. Okay, sharp to break down these fundamentals in less than 4 minutes. So today it is a bit tricky three things we should consider today. First of all, it is the US elections. Okay, US elections. They are coming in the next 4 days. They have been already voting, those outside USA and different states within the USA, but final results will be out on 5th. That's 4 days from now. Another thing, that's number one to consider. Second thing to consider is the type of fundamentals we have. Today we have four types of fundamentals. They are all on USD. Okay, we have the average hourly earnings. As always, it comes with NFP and unemployment rate. But at 5 p.m., that's like 2 hours from now, we have also ISM manufacturing PMI. So that's also another crucial fundamental. So this puts us into a tricky position. So let's first look on the previous NFP, how it has been doing. So we are saying that the NFP, the non-farm employment change of the previous 6 times, it was a good performance, but August and September, they didn't perform well. Okay, whereby they were within 114K, 142K, that was within September and August. But October came out with the 250K positive. That was positive for what? For US, depending on the previous one. And the forecast was 147. So we also seeing today, we have, if you look on today's predictions, they are predicting to have 101K. So meaning they expect somehow a poor performance from the what? From the USD. That's what they expect. Fundamentally, so this is you are saying that it is in line with what Shiz has been telling you there. That technically the USD looks weak. Okay, it looks weak, but remember it is tricky. This is a tricky goal. That's why I told you guys that you should, if you are not on a hurry, if you don't have issues, if you don't have any problem, today's NFP, it is better you just watch it. Okay, so fundamentally we have seen that also the non-farm payroll, you see here the expectation here, it is 160K, the expectation. That's the previous was 254K. So meaning they expect a weakness in the non-farm payroll, depending on the previous one, because the previous was 254, they expect 106K. Okay, they expect 160K. So meaning, by all means, it is already bad for the USD. The only difference might be when we get like 147K, we can see some little bit of buys. Okay, we can happen to see some buys, but those buys won't be long term. That's if we happen to see any number bigger than 160K, but doesn't go beyond 254K. I repeat, we might see a buy only if non-farm payroll data comes with a number bigger than the forecast and not bigger than the previous data. So meaning this data can either be slightly low or bigger, but it won't be bigger than 254K. So if we see that, if the number is bigger than the forecast, we can happen to see some little bit buys, but those buys won't last long because we have other fundamentals coming at 5 p.m. So that's what we have on the fundamentals. Time is bad, is against us. I can't break for you down the unemployment rate and average hourly earnings, but if the unemployment rate comes when it is negative and the non-farm payroll comes when it is positive, then it means we are going to see up and down movements. But if they come when they are on the same page, when they are all positive, then why not? If they all come when they are positive, then the USD will be buying. If all they come when they are negative, then the USD will sell like never before, So that's what we should focus on right now. But this is a very fundamental NFP. Leave alone the technical analysis, we can see the technical analysis here, but this is more of fundamentals because of the elections coming in. Every investor is looking where to put his money, and today is one of the days to decide. And also another thing that this USD might be weak. We saw people selling off, selling off gold. People selling off gold yesterday. It's a sign that people want to sell off gold and buy at cheaper price. That's the main target there. investors always want to buy at cheaper price. Also, you can see them said even today, if we see the US dollar selling, meaning people are going to sell it and long term they'll be buying it with the time, just buying on what? On cheaper price. So as it's like we have 20 seconds to go to see how this fundamental works, how this analysis is. So this is the chart for XAUSD. We want DXY. Yes. So let's see that data. The data is still pending. And yeah, as we have said, fundamentally, the USD is weak. As I have told you guys, so you see what I have been telling you. The number has came because the target was the non-farm payroll was 106K. Okay, but being 106K, it is already a clear sign. It is already a clear sign that the USD is doing bad. So any number comes, it will change nothing. Okay, but these guys, as I told you guys, you can look here. You see that the unemployment rate has not changed. Okay, the unemployment rate has not changed. The non-farm payroll is bad. So meaning, by all means, we are going to still be selling the what? The USD, the US dollar index. So as Shizu told you, technically, it has happened. And also, I think I have helped you break down why fundamentally we have happened to see this. Okay, so you see how it is respecting this zone here, but this zone, trust me, this zone will be broken. Okay, they will have to break through it up this point here. And also, don't be surprised if we see simple moves, if we see small moves, because we have coming fundamentals at 5 p.m. Okay, so 5 p.m. will give you a strong move than the end of the I expect. So that's if they fail to break where this zone is you out for us. Okay, so fundamentally we are good and also technically we are good. So that was the breakdown for today, guys. Allow us to stop here. Thanks for turning up, guys. Thanks for turning up, and we appreciate your presence every time we organize such events and you'll be around. So it's WCK, guys. Have a good evening.